Now to the state government's billion-dollar bungle. Just as it takes a machete to education spending and orders mass sackings in the public service, the equivalent of a primary school maths error has turned up an extra $1 billion in the budget.
Josh Murphy is at State Parliament. He has this story tonight. Josh, it's fair to ask now, can Treasury be trusted to keep track of our money?
Well, Sandra, that's really the key point here. New South Wales is a major enterprise. It takes $60 billion to keep the state running. But we found out today that $1 billion of that can simply slip under the radar. And that should ring alarm bells for everyone, especially when our politicians in Parliament are making major decisions which affect families based on that vital budget document. He's our top independent accountant with an unflattering view about the state's bookkeeping.
The New South Wales government is $1 billion business. It's not a school tuck shop.
This is what we were told in June.
We must take our medicine today if we are to be healthy tomorrow.
A deficit was forecast of $337 million, but just weeks later, a magical $1 billion turnaround. There's now a surplus of $680 million.
The budget result bounced around a bit like a pinball machine.
An awkward-looking treasurer was forced on one hand to confirm the result, but then argued otherwise.
The underlying position of the state is in deficit, but the truth of the matter is we remain in deficit. I wish that we were in surplus.
And Mike Baird is simply trying to confuse everybody so that he and Barry O'Farrell can justify their cuts.
Those cuts have been severe. $1.7 billion from classrooms, hospital spending and public service job losses, all predicated, it seems, on a major miscrunch of the calculator.
We have a budgetary situation that forces us to make these kinds of decisions. I sleep very well at night.
If you don't have the money, Madam Speaker, you can't spend it.
The opposition wants the cuts reversed, while the auditor wants the books back in order.
A $10 million error is undesirable, but a $100 million error is totally unacceptable.
And politically costly too. Now, the biggest problem this poses for the coalition is that ever since it came into office, it's been crying poor. Not a week goes by where a cabinet minister fails to stand up and say that the cupboard is bare. So it will definitely be a lot harder now to justify any more of those savage cuts. Bill and Sam.
Thank you, Josh Murphy.
Terrorists tried and failed, and now even the biggest storm